Moon gang.
Hello. Happy to be here.
We made it to Christmas week. It is Monday, December 20th, just so you know, and I'll give you a quick reminder before that bell goes ding, ding, ding. It is a 4-day trading week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but not Friday. Friday is a market holiday for the equities market, just so all of you know. Now, whenever you're kicking off the week, there's always a lot of things to cover from over the weekend and across all different markets, all different things, lots of things to talk about. And by far, the most pressing thing is what we're kind of seeing in the overall market. And there is some obviously political developments related to that, some Rona developments related to that. But as you can see, the S&P 500 gapping down from 460 to 454. You have the Nasdaq 100 gapping down from 385 to 379, and you have the Russell 2000 gapping from 215 to 212. So actually, on a relative basis, the Russell's gapping down the least. But just want to bring that up. And there are two main pressing reasons for why this is happening. And with that being said, let's hop right into it. But red, everything red, according to the futures market, down, and let's see what's going on. And let's also talk about, is this a fake out? Is this just an overreaction, or is there something more serious going on that we should actually be considering? So Dow futures sink on unicorn concerns after rough week. That's exactly out of the gate kind of what you need to know. So down 400 points on the unicorn. U.S. cases are jumping into year end with more than 156,000 reported on Friday, according to some fancy schmancy chief investment strategist, reflecting growing uncertainty surrounding whether the unicorn surge will bring new widespread economic shutdowns, an unexpected shelving of additional fiscal stimulus for President Biden's Build Back Better plan, and a breach by the S&P 500 index of its 50-day moving average. So there's a lot in there, and let's start taking it apart piece by piece. So first of all, if you go to the CDC's website, you're going to see that basically ever since roughly the end of October, start of November, the new case rate is going higher and higher, and right now unfortunately it's going in the exact opposite direction. But there is a little bit of silver lining on this piece of news. The death rate, the death total, is actually much more flat. So there are concerns right now with the unicorn going around, it's spreading, but fortunately the mortality rate associated with it is low. So a little bit of a silver lining there. The next thing is, why does this matter at all? Well, it matters just because of shutdowns. It obviously matters because of shutdowns. And right now, actually, out of nowhere, it was kind of a surprise. The Netherlands announced a non-essential business shutdown until about mid-January. I believe the date is January 14th. We're seeing various other things on, like, for example, if you're a fan of the NBA, many games are getting postponed because of players being on COVID protocol. So you're going to start seeing a lot of little things like that here and there. And then the question is, okay, how bad is it going to get? Like, that's the golden question for everyone in reality. Whatever side whatever your personal opinions of the virus and how it's being handled and all of that aside, obviously there's going to be clear economic impact if we are shutting things down, if we're not shutting things down. Remember, the market does not like unknowns. And right now, at first, it seems like things were kind of under control, because even where it was originally, I guess, maybe I shouldn't say this, to the best of my knowledge, I believe this unicorn variant initially was tracked and kind of located in South Africa. And the death rate is extremely low. So that's a good thing, but the transmissions are relatively higher, and we're seeing some promising data coming out of everything related to some of the newer booster shots. And in fact, that's actually why Moderna's up quite a bit this morning. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but I'm just trying to do my best to orate what's going on, why we're seeing things gap down in pre-market today. It's because of fears related to this, and in fact, with it's kind of spiraled into a different situation where we had Manchin. So he is a senator from West Virginia, and we're talking about the Build Back Better program. It's about worth $2 trillion. And he's basically saying, I'm not voting. And this is interesting because within the world of the Senate, right now it's split 50-50 with the vice president being the tiebreaker. Well, if one Democrat votes no, votes nay, it's basically dead in the water. And it seems like that's what's going on with Manchin right now. It's not been any secret whatsoever that he's been like kind of fighting with Biden. Like their negotiations have not been going well. And now it does seem to be dead in the water. His overall reasoning and I don't want to put words in his mouth. This is just what I read on the interweb, so take it for what it is. But it's basically he has concerns about inflation. He has concerns about adding to the national debt. And then he also has concerns that everything related to the EV aspect of it in Build Back Better, the, I guess, requirements and demands he thinks are going to be too fast and will outpace how quick technology actually improves. So with all that being said, there are widespread implications. Goldman has now cut its GDP. At first, it was predicting growth of 3%, but now it's cut it to 2% because it looks like this will not be passing. So kind of interesting there. Not good really for the overall market. Obviously, you can see the reaction like this 1-2 punch between the unicorn and now Manchin, but also there might be a uniquely large impact on all these alternative energy-based companies such as EV, such as Tesla, such as Lucid. Would not be the most surprised if they actually have an abnormally red day today based on relative to the overall market because of what's happening with the Build Back Better, as in what's not happening with the Build Back Better. So just trying to do my best to explain what's happening here. Moderna got some data results for its booster shot, appears to be pretty solid, so that's up actually very nicely in pre-market. We already talked about Manchin dooms Biden's bill, so that's not going through. Davos, which relates to the World Economic Forum, basically you have world leaders, billionaires, CEOs, it's kind of like a meeting of who's who. Usually it happens in January, but now it's getting postponed because of the unicorn, and it's getting pushed to early summer. And then also just this has been a weird storyline between Elon Musk, the chairman of the finance committee, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. Oh, just so you know, Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker also just tested positive for Rona. But anyway, a little bit of fighting there overall of taxes and people being rich. And I don't know, everyone has their opinion on this. But he actually tweeted out early this morning, for those who are wondering, I will pay over $11 billion in taxes this year. The most that's ever been paid by a human, which is absolutely pretty crazy. So very quickly, before we get into the specifics of individual companies, I always like to do a very quick breakdown of kind of where we're seeing the overall market. And the Russell is in a very precarious situation. Very, very precarious situation. This little tranche right here, 209 to 204, that's the last part of support before we potentially have a gap fill. And this gap fill would be from January of 197. Depending on how people decide to handle the, gap down this market, I'm just watching the Russell. We definitely do not want it to go below. We just have this shelf right here that my fingers are crossed the Russell stays above. And we're going to be talking specifically about AMC and the success of Spider-Man, of course. But with this will drag AMC with it. If you see the bottom fall out on the Russell, which I really hope it doesn't, I don't know if the odds of that are necessarily high. Obviously, the odds are above zero. There's no such thing as a 0% chance. But with it, we just don't know. We know that if the government decides to shut things down, small business, as in small cap, will be hit the hardest. So with this one, I don't even really think it's necessarily a technical play. It's honestly more of a political play to see how things do or don't really shake themselves out. In terms of tech is getting hit right now. You're seeing yields go down, which is kind of indicative of the fact that people are rotating out of higher growth, higher risk, such as tech, such as meme stocks, such as crypto, and they're putting it into, I guess, what is historically thought to be a safer investment. Hence, they're going into things such as bonds. And when people are putting money into bonds, bonds go up, yields go down, tech goes down. You're seeing crypto go down. So right here on Thursday, I let everyone know that I got into Q puts. I still have all those Q puts. They expire Wednesday. I'll let you know how they are. Friday, they got beat up. But on Thursday, when I saw this action, I got some, I bet, like, to hedge my overall account, I bet against the NASDAQ in the short term. S&P 500, not really far off from how the tech's looking, really. Hopefully, it can stay above 450. We're at 455 right now, so we're really not even that close, but I don't want to get into a pattern of making a new lower low. Like, as you can see, we are continually making higher lows. That's just the pattern of the S&P 500. People got a little worried right here back in early October. Let me just add one moving average, because this is the thing that all of the tech people, technical analysis people are really diving into. So if you look at the 50-day moving average, a lot of people, especially when watching the overall market, are paying attention to this, are really, really paying attention to this. And most of the time it acts as nice support. This is why people got a little worried in here in October, because not only did we come above it, we got rejected by it. Then we made a new lower low, and a lot of people were surprised when we so easily recaptured it right in here around mid-October. But now people are saying, okay, is it going to be like the start of December where we catch ourselves, or is it actually going to break through? So a lot of people are playing this 50-bar moving average on the S&P 500, probably something worthwhile for all of us to pay attention to. So that's kind of the state of the overall market. Very quickly, a snapshot of crypto. Lower highs, we're making kind of lower lows. Crypto looking a little bit precarious at the current situation, and it's going to be just closely tied to the NASDAQ 100. If you see a lot of red in the NASDAQ 100, I would not be surprised to be seeing a lot of red across crypto. We will be talking more specifically about this in the crypto stream today at 2 p.m., just so everyone knows. If you want to get a quick crypto fill, that will be in a few hours of just some of the recent developments, what's happening, some of the technical levels. But overall, if you're just passively invested in it, it might be a little bit better for you just to kind of track what's going on with the Qs to see if they're ripping higher, falling lower, if they're just trading sideways. Now let's talk about some of the individual stonks. So if you weren't paying attention on Friday, AMC had a phenomenal day. It gained 19%, almost 20%. What did we actually open up at? So AMC opened at $24.39 and closed at $29.12, knocking on that door of the next nice level of $30, showing some serious strength. These levels that we have laid out, that's pretty much where it closed. Next one we're paying attention to is the mid 31s. We saw a bunch of resistance and some weird consolidation from early December right there. But on top of it, it's weird. My personal opinion for this day and this week is kind of jaded. So I see some negative unknown risks going on in the overall market, but we're seeing some very positive things specifically go on for AMC. So out of the gate, just because I really like data and tech and all this stuff, Ortex just tweeted this morning, a short squeeze signal was generated based on the recent price increase and the high shorting level in AMC. AMC has a short interest of 20.26, very, very close to the highest short interest ever reported, which was 21, and that happened like last week. Very, very recent. So the high short interest, the positive price action, based on it, is this guaranteeing a short squeeze? No, it's just saying that whatever the data is that they're looking at, they think there's like an edge in that particular bet. So that's obviously a very positive thing. But we also have this. Box office. Spider-Man No Way Home debuts to jaw-dropping $253 million. That's $250 million in the opening weekend. Spider-Man No Way Home crushed box office expectations, generating a mammoth $253 million across 4,336 theaters in North America. It was easily the best domestic opening weekend turnout for any movie in pandemic times. Prior to this weekend, no other COVID-era film had been able to even cross 100 million in a single weekend. This thing 2.5x that. The biggest domestic debut had belonged to another Sony's comic book sequel, Venom: Let There Be Carnage, which generated 90 million. So for this particular COVID era, 90 million is number 2. This one came in at 253. That is crazy. And yes, a lot of people thought it would do well. They thought it would be the best, but even those expectations were crushed. It was expecting to gross 130 to 150 million, practically doubled up on already these lofty expectations. After only 3 days in cinemas, it's already the highest grossing film of this year and last year. Globally, it has tallied 587 million. It ranks as the third biggest worldwide opening ever, behind Avengers Endgame, which was 1.2 billion, and Avengers Infinity War, which was 640 million. Crazy. Crazy. It is right there nipping on the heels of Avengers Infinity War. And just straight up, these numbers are obviously impressive, but think about the time that this all occurred in. This is right now when there are new fears, like new, reinvigorated fears about people going out and COVID and it spreading, and people maybe are getting to that point. We saw the graphs before by the CDC of the new infection rate, or the new case rate is increasing, and people are starting to kind of feel how they did back when it was first really exploding throughout the US. And even with that, it brought in across the globe almost $600 million. I can't help but think, how good would this have done if we all weren't worrying about a global pandemic? And it crushed it. Number 3 all time. That is wild. Now, specific to AMC, this just came out from Madame Aaron this morning. They released this for immediate release. Hang on one second.
For immediate release.
AMC Theater sells more than 7 million tickets for showtimes Thursday through Sunday globally, sets its post-reopening single-day attendance record in the US on Thursday, and sets a new record again on Friday, and sets a new record again on Saturday. Once again, for the people in the back who are just tuning in, maybe you didn't have your coffee, they set a record on Thursday. They went to bed Thursday night, they woke up, they said, Friday's a great day, let's set another record. They went to bed, they're stoked, they're like, we just set 2 records in 2 days, we're awesome. They woke up, they had their cappuccino Saturday morning, and they said, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it again right freaking now. So, AMC, obviously, with the largest market share in the movie theater attendance world, entertainment world, is going to clearly be a mass beneficiary off of the hyper amount of success related to Spider-Man No Way Home. This is an awesome piece of news. And with it, AMC, it's this weird situation where everything is aligning right now for this company individually. Like, things are just looking very, very good. And the only thing that's kind of raining on our parade right now truly is the overall market. So I'm interested to see how people are going to react. Are they just going to generically track it with the Russell 2000, with the S&P 500, or are they going to treat it a little bit differently because a little bit of a different piece of information is occurring? Obviously, time will tell, but I don't even think it ends there, because don't forget, this Wednesday, in 2 days, December 22nd, Wednesday, a new Matrix movie comes out, and I just also thought this was cool because everyone loves Keanu Reeves. If you don't, I have a lot of questions for you, but now just as it relates to MCU and everything, The Matrix Resurrections, Keanu Reeves excitedly admits it would be fun to join the MCU as a superhero. So who knows? I mean, at a certain point, how can you not have Keanu Reeves if he's interested in it? But once again, Matrix coming out, Matrix 4, everyone knows about the Matrix at once trilogy. Now we're going into whatever that next fancy word would be, but the 4th installment of the Matrix series coming out this Wednesday, another movie that it's going to be popular. I don't think it's going to beat Spider-Man No Way Home, but it's going to be another one where it's going to have solid numbers. And I think the only thing possibly deterring it will be related to, are they going to force the leadership, the board, the chairman's hand with shutdowns? You know, previously the president, as of last week, the week before, seems to be against the idea of lockdowns or anything like that. I know times change as the numbers get more severe, so let's hope, let's knock on wood that the numbers start tracking in the other direction. We want everything to go down just so things can really, I guess, continue their days like business as usual. But don't forget, another predicted to be popular movie coming out in 2 days, so let's see how that goes on. Now, for those of you who are just joining in, I just want another friendly reminder that this Friday the market is closed in observation of Christmas. And obviously we've been rocking the Christmas music, we've been rocking the Santa hat. Obviously I hope everyone is enjoying their holidays. I hope you're doing something fun, spending time with family and friends. But if you are, you don't have to worry about the markets doing their thing on Friday. For me personally, I will be hanging out with all of you. I was about to say the word working, and it honestly felt a little bit weird because I feel like I like my job too much for it to be considered work. But anyway, I will be with you hanging out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's going to be a 4-day week for us, just because the market's going to be closed on Friday. But I will not be taking off like a day early or anything like that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will be here hanging out with all of you. We'll be talking about stonks. We'll be talking about cryptos. We'll be talking about cappuccinos. We're going to be talking about all of it. Very, very excited. So let's see how this goes. And in fact, AMC is actually up now in pre-market a little bit before. I didn't see this. So hopefully AMC can buck the trend of what we're seeing in the S&P 500 and the Qs, but we will know in about 9 minutes. 9 minutes. So with a little bit of time, I do want to go over some other, I guess, interesting things that I stumbled across. I think this is kind of an interesting storyline. So shout out to Ray. I have no idea if you know who I am, Ray. I don't know if you follow me or not, but he's pointing out something that he does. He tagged me. Oh, shout out Ray. Ray, I hope you're listening right now. I find this to be very, very interesting. So Ray has been, sounds like he must be over in the UK if he's using Trading 212. And he's talking about how on Trading 212, they have a new rule about the whole concept of share lending. And Ray simply asks, I want to get out of share lending and I can't opt out of it. And here was Trading 212's response from their official verified account. If you decide not to consent to share lending agreement, your account will continue to be in close only mode. You won't be able to open new positions, but you can close existing ones. We understand your viewpoint, yet these terms are the same for everyone to ensure fairness. If you're in Trading 212, I just thought it was part of my duty to share this with you, that you have no option to get out of share lending. You don't. The further we're going into this, we see that it's extremely difficult to get a broker you can actually trust. At the start of this year, I was on Robinhood, like all of us. Then Robinhood took away the buy button. A lot of us then switched over to Webull. I was a happy member of Webull. Everything's going fine. Then we start to learn more about the extreme nature of off-exchange trading and how Webull was directly routing their orders straight to Citadel. You get off of Webull. And then from there, everyone had their opinion of where they want to go. And it's tough because at first a lot of people were on Fidelity, and then Fidelity had weird things about like bloating the number of shares that were available to loan or short, also short with GameStop to the tune. It was like a $2 billion mistake that was pointed out by Wet Dirt Kurt, if you're listening. And it's just really tough. So with it, this will work for you if you are not an options trader. But if you're in the US, if you're international, if you're on Trading 212, maybe take a deep dive into eToro. Maybe look at the international branch of Interactive Brokers. Those ones might be something to consider. In the US, I've been using Public. I think it's simple. And you don't have to worry about options, which I think is actually kind of a built-in feature, because I see a lot of people getting burned on options because they think options trading is easier than it actually is. So I think this is a good one to use, because if you find yourself continually losing money on options, maybe protect yourself against yourself and ensure that you're not trading options if you know you shouldn't be trading options. But with Public, they do have share lending, but you can opt out of it. I don't know how to be more specifically clear. You can opt out of it. You start with it. You can opt out of it, but they don't do payment for order flow. They don't deal with market makers. 75% of their trades end up at a lit exchange, and the other 25% of the time, it's only done when they legally have to, because they've noticed that they can get you a better price somewhere else that's off lit exchange. But still, even in the current environment, they are noticing that it's actually better execution for its clients 75% of the time to be on a lit exchange, which is absolutely jaw dropping. Currently, it is pinned to the top of chat. If you want it, you can get up to $70 of free stock when you sign up. It's free to use, free to sign up, and you can get up to $70. No payment for order flow, no market makers. If you're in the US, you have nothing to lose. Sign up, you get free money, and then all you have to do is turn off your share lending if you don't want your shares lent out. But some definitely, I don't know, I if you're on trading 212, I can only empathize with you about how discouraging it is to see this, to read this, and to be, I don't know, in a certain sense treated like this, that like they're just going to be like, no, like that's what we do. I think 2022, fingers crossed, is going to be a year of quite a bit of regulatory change, and I think I strongly think that payment for order flow is on the chopping block. I think over the next 12 months, we're going to see quite a bit of fighting, regulators fighting, politicians fighting, and I think I don't know in any way how I would price out or like, not price out. I guess I don't know the way I would come up with the odds of like, is payment for order flow going to go away? But I think the odds are extremely high that is going to be discussed, and there's going to be a bill on it, a law on it. Like, people are going to have a knockdown brawl of a fight related to what in the world is going on with the world of payment for order flow. I think that is strongly coming in 2022. I feel confident about it. I don't know which way it's going to break. I think it's smart for people to like be diving into it, but we'll see how that all plays out. Adam Aaron is live on CNBC. I have CNBC. All right, I have it right now. I can hear it. I know you guys can't hear it yet, but let me just see. All right. Everyone said Adam Aaron is live, but all right, we have some commercials right now. Unless I'm not on the right. This is Squawk Box, I believe. All right, and as we're waiting for this to see what occurs there, the estimated short interest on AMC is 20.26, and the estimated short interest on GME is 17. Yeah, Adam. So Ortex fired a buy signal on both AMC and GME, which is crazy. All right, do we have? Nope. All right, the bell is about to go dingity ding ding ding, folks. Let's get rocking.
Come back. Did want to, Jim, direct our viewers' attention to shares of Cerner and Oracle. Last night I tweeted that we were expecting to see a deal this morning.
All right, Adam Air, not yet. I'll switch over right when it happens, but we have about 90 seconds until the market opens. All right, and let me just double check that. Did Adam Aaron tweet out that he's going on Squawk Box? Squawk Box. Squawk Box. All right, let's go. they didn't tweet it. An hour. All right, let's see if Adam Aaron said something. Adam Aaron. All right. Well, I have it in the background just in case, but that bell is about to go ding, 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 folks. Let's do it. Let's get ready. 20 seconds to kick off the week, the Christmas week of trading. Let's see. Let's see. He didn't say anything either. All right. All right. All right.
Ding, ding, ding. The casino is open.
All right. Out of the gate. All right. They are not speaking yet. All right. Let's see how it's doing from over the weekend. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Qs are a lot of red out of the gate. But let's see if AMC can actually fight back. AMC very close to actually going green, only 4 cents. Okay, AMC first one to go green on the day. Right there. First one to go green. There we go. So I'm not seeing anything about Adam Aaron and CNBC quite yet. They're talking about some other company that just like went live. Whoa, there we go, AMC. Got some buyers coming in. If you haven't already, can you cover the AMC short squeeze signal? Yep, we went over that. Adam Aaron on Squawk Box. I guess I'm missing it, or did it just not occur yet? Hey, Matt, take a look at IPA today. Their polytope therapy shows high efficacy against all variants of concern. H-bar will melt faces. All right, let me write this one down. I'm curious what commentary with... Okay, he said that Adam will be on. Okay, so I'm listening. I have it up. Let me bring it back over here just so we're not slow on the switch. All right, cool. I have this up. I have him in my ear just in case it surprises all of us. But you are asking for IPA and H-bar. IPA. H-bar. All right, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, AMC, only one on my watch list that's currently green, up 3%. Getting that, a little bit of those positive reverberations from Spider-Man right there. Red, 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 red. And now actually GME, about GME. So the two meme stocks, the two Reddit stocks are the first two to go green on the day. Pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating. Let's see if they can keep it up. I mean, AMC is already up an additional 4%. It's over $30. In terms of levels, I'm watching 31.25 is so about $1 up from where we are. I would say is like the major level of resistance. And if it can hold above 30, which is a key psychological level, I think it's actually relatively easy sailing all the way up to 31.25. So I'm kind of watching the headwinds of the overall market for sure. But if it can hold 30, which right here, that's where AMC is currently battling out. Look for a hold of 30, and next one, 31.25. They're talking about Moderna. All right. Unicorn spooking the overall market. mRNA. Is Moderna ripping? Big gap up on Moderna. Gapped up 7%, but not holding the opening value. Curious to see if it can actually get back up to 318, 320 on mRNA. I have no Moderna position, just to be clear. Dumb money, am I right? Shout out Xavier. Shout out, shout out. Shout out, shout out. What is going on over here in Rumble? Good morning. Eddie, Babo, Wyoming, KJ Arm. Shout out, shout out. What's going on over in Twitch? Oh yeah, if you're in Twitch, I slowed down the amount of gambling allowed. Like there's a bigger time in between the two. So with that, on Thursday, like the final day of the week, we'll have no cooldown. But right now, we put in a 5-minute cooldown window just so people can actually read a little bit. The gambling got a bit out of hand on Friday. Speaking of Friday, if you at all participated, if you at all won, if you won marbles, if you want to spin, be looking for a message today. Everyone that participated, and especially like the winners, and if you were part of the spinning of wheels, look for your DMs today. Either Moon Gang merch or I myself directly will be reaching out to you. Yesterday we collected all the names, the winners. We know what's going on, so we're going to be reaching out to get some of your information. With that being said, actually ensure that it's me. Look for Matt Kohrs and make sure it's the checked account. Don't be giving out your information to someone who's just a crazy person. Maybe you never know. It could just be someone who screams at a camera in their basement. You never know who's out there. But just so you know, double check that it's me, Matt_Kohrs. I have the check mark. I will be DMing you on Twitter today. All right. AMC crushing it right here. GME crushing it. People are buying the dip, and like I know a lot of things are still red, but the Qs are going up, the SPY's going up. How's the Russell going? The Russell even bouncing. AMC successfully holding over 30. I'm watching 31.25. That's like legitimately the next area where if we can hold this 31.25. How about GME? Where should we be watching on that? Is it going to load? GME, I am now watching if it can get over 160, this low from December 3rd, then I'm watching 167, 170. So maybe we'll just, I don't know, we could chalk that up to be, 168 and some change, like roughly halfway through this region. But look for the push above 160, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, another nice, easy $8 move. People asking about Prague at 262. So I'm still in Prague. I still like Prague. It hasn't been moving. It's been a bit boring lately, kind of sideways. But I think Prague, it could get some action when it gets back above 3. And then when it starts getting back above 4, I think the party's like fully back on. But I'm still fully in my Prague position. Still fully in it. Oh, very quickly, if you guys haven't already, I would be mucho appreciative if you guys could all quickly destroy that like button. It just helps out with the algorithm, helps out with all that good stuff in the background. Obviously it's completely free. Liking, subscribing, that type of engagement, it helps out creators more than you could possibly know. So not only for me, but whoever your favorite creator is, it's super easy on your end just to drop that button. But when a lot of people do that, it really does help out your favorite creator. Yes, my boy Rico is live streaming. Where has Rico been? All right, are they talking about AMC yet? Not yet. Waiting. Waiting. Oh, you guys are the best. You practically just doubled up the likes. This is what's insane about the Moon Gang. You guys always positive vibes. Positive vibes only. All right. AMC went above 30, got smack, broke above it, retesting. Let's just see what the MACD has for us. Looking solid. Matt, we need old school magnets. Please been a moment. You want some old school magnets? We could do this. You know? I give the fans what they want. All right, there we go. We're going to do some classic magnet-based trading. There we go. All right. Not sure if it's illegal, not sure if it's illegal, but here on this stream, we use some magnet trading. Matt, where's Buff 24/7? I miss him too. There's so many people. It's been a crazy year. All the characters that have been in chat over the past, at this point now, 12 months. All the characters. I wish we could do like a big Zoom call. I would beg to do a Zoom call. Buff 24/7, Dakota, Rico. I want to do a wrap-up piece of content to see how their year has been. Are they talking about it yet? Stocks tumble at opening. That they did, but they're actually kind of fighting right now. They're down by 1%, 1.8%, but the intraday action's a bit more positive. Thank you for all you do, Matt. Rico actually has his own channel now where he talks about AMC. Came across it last week. Couldn't believe my eyes. Wow. Good for him. Good for Rico. I miss him. All right. Come on, Magnet. Do your worst, Magnet. Someone needs to engage it. I'm starting to whoa. Folk, hello? Just a casual dollar drop in the S&P 500. Just nothing to see here, folks. Super normal market reaction. Oh, we're not done. Still, these are 1 minute bars. We have now dropped. What is going on? $1.70? What is happening? Stop. Turn it off. Fucking what? Hello? Anyone? Wait, is there breaking? What's happening right now? That got smacked. Is this magnet drawing down this? I've spent more time with you than my wife this year. My marriage has never been stronger. Thank you. Normie Pants, happy to help. Happy to help. I think it's probably all the solid relationship advice. WTB, where Matt reads from Investing with Dummies book when saying stuff not financial advice after stopping mid-sentence to read. Wait, what? I don't even get WTB, where Matt reads from Investing for Dummies book when saying stuff like not financial advice after stopping mid-sentence to read. I'm not following that one. Maybe my brain's not fully on. Didn't have enough cappuccinos yet. We'll get those. I'm turning into like a 3 to 5 cappuccino a day kind of a person. All right, AMC, don't you worry about the SPY. Just do your own thing. Just vibe in your own way. Do your own, be your own thing. Be your own equity. That was really weird. This was quite the sell-off. Quite the sell-off. Wild stuff. Wild. What else do we have? 3 to 5. Those are rookie numbers. All right. And we're already just look at it. They'll already get the bounce back. This is something. And so, okay, a little bit of a little bit of statistical insight for you. So historically, over the past 2 decades of data that I've tested on, whenever you come to a big holiday week, such as this one, usually that week, Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, has low volume. And that makes sense because people are they're going in holiday mode. They're going on vacations. They're doing their things. They're not really actively trading. Well, when you have low volume, but you also mix it with some important political developments, global developments, such as Manchin not doing the Build Back Better, such as the unicorns running wild. That's a unique scenario with low volume and important developments that you see absurd volatility. It's kind of like a weird little recipe that doesn't happen all the time, but this week do not be surprised to see more and more things like this, because it literally every prerequisite you need for a holiday week, high volatility trading session, we have it this particular year, this particular week. This type of stuff very much could be par for the course over the next 4 days. CNBC, AMC, anything? I'm not going to be mad. Oracle to buy medical records company Cerner, the biggest acquisition ever. I'm not going to be mad at you. I might just be a little disappointed. Are you just like messing with me? Like, is he not coming on CNBC and then like all of you met earlier today and you're like, yo, we're going to mess with Matt and get him to watch CNBC all day even though he doesn't want to? I feel like you guys might have met up and you're like, oh, we're going to like all band together and like screw with Matt this morning. Just let me know. I'm not going to be... It's a good joke. I'll laugh with you. I just don't want to, he said at the top of the hour he'd be on. Or are you just... Do I have to believe that? Or am I just continuing, like, falling for this farce? No, he's actually going to be on. I feel like... I don't know. Now at the point, I'll believe it when I see it. Pelosi must have fell asleep on the sell button on the SPY. Shout out Bremos. Love you, Matt, in the ape community. To be or not to be an ape, shout out to the apes. Folks, I think this might be a little good time to reflect for probably the remainder of this week, but throughout it, I think all of you deserve. Let's get some applause going in chat for all of your fellow apes. It's not a secret at all that this has been an absurdly tough, emotional, crazy year for a myriad of reasons. And I know, like, obviously the apes respect other apes, but at a certain point, let's show them a little bit of happiness, because really it's this entire community that's made this a thing. Like, we should be happy about the community. We've had some highs, we've had some lows, we've had some insane days, we've had some boring days, but this is a community that literally this time last year did not exist. Everything that's going on, think about that time. This all really got going in January. In January, 1 year, the ape community is almost a year old. Man, shout out to the apes.
Absolutely. Okay, AMC shares are rallying. You know what? It is still down more than 25% in the past month, but it's got some mojo movies. How do we say that? People are going back to the movies. So joining us now, first on CNBC, is AMC Chairman and CEO Adam Aron. Adam, first, good to see you, and second, the business seems to be pretty strong.
So, Jim and David, look, it's great to be with you, but especially it's been great to be with you after the weekend we just had. Thursday to Sunday, we just blew all of the post-pandemic records. 7 million people came to our theaters between Thursday and Sunday, mostly to watch the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie. These were records. We set a new record Thursday, a new record again on Friday, a new record again on Saturday. Just to put 7 million guests in a weekend in perspective, we didn't do 7 million tickets in the entire first quarter of 2021. And that tells me that movie going at cinemas is back.
Now, Adam, one thing is certain. You have survived incredibly well. Can you tell me what your competitors are doing right here?
Well, look, my job's not to run my competitors. It's to run AMC. And what we did, starting in April of 2020, when the pandemic forced us to close all 1,000 of our theaters worldwide in a week, and we lost 99.9% of our revenues in a week, we started raising money. And between equity that we raised and debt that we raised and concessions that we got from our lenders and our landlords and even our employees sacrificed, I furloughed myself back in 2020. AMC raised more than $5 billion. And it was the raising of that cash that put us in a position to weather this horrible pandemic. We did end the second quarter of this year with $2 billion of cash. That's the biggest war chest that AMC's ever had in our 101-year history.
Now, I don't want to leave some of our more critical viewers hanging. It is true that you and your family have sold a great deal of stock at higher levels. But also, I think that you made that very clear that you would do that. Can you just go over what you did and what else you have?
Sure, I'm happy to, because I think I've been more transparent with the market on this subject than just about any human being alive. When I haven't sold an AMC share in the 6 years that I've run the company, even though it's more than 60% of my annual compensation. I did say back in August, when I didn't have to legally, that I was approaching my 67th birthday. I hate to admit it, but it's true. In September, and prudent estate planning means I need to diversify my assets a little bit. But I gave the market months and months of notice. I told people I was going to be selling some stock at the end of the year. I put it in a 10b5-1 plan, which means that all the trading decisions were taken out of my hands. I said I would spread the sales over several months so no one could accuse me of gaming the market. I actually sold some shares at prices below where it's trading right now this morning. But look, the important thing is when this is all done, I'm still going to own or have been granted more than 2 million AMC shares. I have an enormous stake in this company's future. I am very committed to lead this company. I'm very committed to its future. And I actually think that future is quite bright.
Yeah, all right. Well, tell me why you believe it's quite bright, Adam, because, you know, there are plenty who believe you've done a great job stewarding this company through an unprecedented period. And to your point, have raised sufficient funds to be able to navigate through it. But they still wonder about how profitable this company can ever be, given your debt load, given how many shares additionally you have outstanding at this point as well, on a per-share basis, certainly. And just, you know, what seems to be, at least broadly speaking, an unwillingness of some people to go to the movies in a regular way, pandemic or no.
Well, David, look, those are all very, very good questions. But on this unwillingness to go to the movies, 7 million people went this weekend. And it was a record for us. And it was a record on Thursday. It was a record on Friday again. We broke the Thursday record. On Saturday, we broke the Friday record. It turns out Spider-Man No Way Home has the third biggest opening weekend in the history of cinema. They're going to theaters. Now, what we need for AMC to come back as the AMC that we all knew pre-pandemic, we need two things. Number one, we need to get through the pandemic. And we are making good progress. 70% of the U.S. population has had at least one vaccination so far. Beyond that, though, we need new movies to be released. And what this weekend proves is that when Hollywood gives us good movies, we fill our theaters.
Right.
And what we haven't had since March of 2020 is a lot of movies. But in this October, when 4 different movies led the way in October, we had very strong attendance. In December, when there are lots of new movies out, we're doing fine. When we look at the movies that are coming in 2022, we think that the industry-wide box office in 2022 will double the industry box office of 2021. Now, look, nobody knows for sure. No one has a perfect crystal ball. But there sure are a lot of big movies coming out. That's one reason why I'm bullish. The second reason why I'm bullish, and here's the mistake that I think a lot of analysts are making. They're just looking at what AMC was as a company pre-pandemic and assuming the best thing that we can do is bring that company back. We're going to do much more of that than that at AMC. We intend to transform our company. We intend to do more than just bring back the old AMC. Right. So we've already announced, for example, dabbling with cryptocurrency. We've already announced our participation with 3 NFTs, which I think will have a distribution of about 700,000 or so NFTs. We've announced we're going into the $6 billion home popcorn market. And those are just some of the ideas that we have. There are a lot more in the works because we know
right,
that this company needs to be bigger.
I get all that. But, you know, when you say the old AMC, the one thing you probably don't want is the old multiple. I mean, you've been a huge beneficiary here of this meme craze. We've talked about it throughout much of this year, which has resulted in, well, you haven't even been making money, but an incredible multiple even on your out years when you are going to make money. The world you're describing would bring back an old multiple to a company that was profitable, but certainly, you know, was valued at single digits in terms of a multiple to its earnings.
And as I just said, we've got to do much more as a company than just bring back the old AMC. Fortunately, our shareholders armed us with a $2 billion war chest to go out and do that. You know, there is M&A opportunity out there for AMC, both in the movie theater industry and outside the movie theater industry. And we have the cash reserves to be able to participate in that activity. But I know that, like, you live and die in our share price. That's your job. My job is to run the company and to restore the health of this company that was strong and viable pre-pandemic, that got put on its knees early in the pandemic. We've stood up tall. We're rising to the challenge. And I expect that the same management team that got this company through against all odds in the last 2 years is going to be very seriously focused on transforming this company and making it an exciting prospect in 2022 and 2023, 2024, and beyond.
Adam, you've made a tremendous effort to be in contact with your shareholders. It used to be 80% institutional. Now it's 20% institutional. You've got 80% so-called retail. Can you talk about how that may be a new paradigm and that there are other CEOs? I know you're going to say, I don't care about the other CEOs. Give me a break. That other CEOs should embrace what you're doing because it's actually been a new form of capitalism.
Well, look, you're nice to say that, Jim. And look, I can only tell you this. Somebody I greatly respect runs a $500 billion private equity firm, told me a year ago when, almost a year ago, when we realized that retail investors had taken over AMC, that I was leading a company that is on the forefront of the democratization of Wall Street. And company executives have always talked to our shareholders, but we were used to talking to our shareholders the old way because we were talking to institutions. So we had quarterly earnings calls and we did non-deal roadshows and we talked to securities analysts. Well, in July, we announced that we had 4 million shareholders at AMC. And so we instantly decided, since companies always talk to their shareholders, we needed to continue to talk to our shareholders. Where do you talk to 4 million retail investors? On Twitter. And I've tweeted an average of 20 to 25 times a month now since April. My tweets have been read something like 170 million times since April. I'm following 2,500 people, which gives me literally hundreds, if not thousands, of inbound messages a day, a lot of which I read every single day. So there's real two-way communication between AMC and our company's owners, as there properly should. We set up a program for them in June called AMC Investor Connect, and we gave them goodies like free popcorn, but we also are giving them direct access to the C-suite. We're communicating with them by email every several weeks. And look, I do think this is going to be, we're certainly leading the way here, and it's uncharted territory. Like, there aren't a lot of CEOs who have practiced tweeting almost on a daily basis, but I do think this is very much a wave of the future. And again, I think that AMC is leading the way.
Well, thank you, Adam Aron. I do believe that what you've done is, I'm going to point blank, save the company. I think that a lot of people felt that the company would go bankrupt. I think you rallied people around it, and I want to congratulate you. David knows how I feel about that. Adam Aron, job well done for your AMC shareholders. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jim, David, and 7 million people in AMC theaters this weekend. 7 million.
It's a lot of people. We absolutely know that. All right, Jim's going to stick around, of course, as we continue to watch this market not at the low.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Matty Thick Kohrs is about to hit you with a rant. Sit down, kick your feet up, and buckle in, because we are going on quite the ride in about 3, 2, 1.
You heard it. You heard it from Kramer himself, folks. Adam Aron rallied the retail public around AMC and saved the company. Now, could I go on a somewhat well-articulated rant about the corruption of Wall Street, about how everything's stacked against us, about how it just doesn't make sense and we deserve a fair shot? Yes, I could. I've done that plenty of times before. It's all over the interwebs. You could track it down. But for this particular one, let's take more of the reasonable, intellectually accurate, data-specific approach on this one. So AMC was failing. It was failing. And with a lot of failing companies, when you lose 99.9% of your income, that's going to attract some sharks. There's blood in the water. The sharks smelled it, and they came and they shorted it. Well, when they shorted it, it was there. It was a failing company. And they, for whatever reason, they wanted that bearish bet. And for even more of a weird reason, this particular company, out of all companies, along with AMC, was picked by retail. And obviously, from a psychology standpoint, you can look into why. I think it has a lot to do with sentimental value. I think it has a lot to do with the price of the stock. But AMC, for the sake of Adam Ayer and the team and everyone who likes movies and even Hollywood, because remember, AMC has the largest market share, the retail investor decided to stand up for AMC. It was shorted because it lost 99.9% of its revenue. I do understand why they shorted it, but it got egregious. People didn't like that. They fought back. That allowed Adam Ayer to quickly raise $5 billion. In the storied 101-year history of AMC, they have some of the highest liquidity they've had basically ever. We're talking about $2 billion. $2 billion in liquidity that they can use in their war chest. And as we're coming out of this, and I know particularly today, there are an increase in fears related to the unicorn variant. But today, it's just different. AMC is a different company, and we're trying to get out of the final rounds of fighting this COVID thing right now. And hopefully these end very quickly. Hopefully it's honestly like the Woodley Paul fight, and it's boring and it sucks, and then out of nowhere someone throws a freaking haymaker and another person hits the mat. Let's hope that COVID kind of goes in a similar fashion. Let's just end this thing. But coming out of it, the good point here is that it is different. They're selling popcorn. They're now in the world of crypto, and they're specifically in the world of NFTs. They are getting their toes wet with some very exciting, rapidly growing industries, obviously specific to the metaverse, NFTs, and really even crypto payment in general. I like that. And the popcorn it's solid. Like, to me, that's not going to be a thing that explodes their bottom line, but I think it'll assist. So I'm not like against it in any manner. I'm just very, very excited about crypto. So now you have a company that was being abused. The sharks came in, they tried to short it. Retail decided not to. It went from being 80% institutionally owned to now 80% as of the early June numbers, now being retail owned. And from there, they're playing it smart. They're not just sitting back on the reins saying, oh, okay, we got lucky that retail decided to buy our stock. They raised money appropriately. I know there were obviously points that were painful, but from that, it has now got us to the situation where Thursday, record setting in like the COVID era. Then they woke up Friday and they set another record for attendance. And then on Saturday, they set another record. 7 million people in a weekend attended AMC. That is bonkers for this one movie. 250 mil in the US, almost 600 mil globally in the opening weekend. And we're supposed to think that the shorts are somehow right, and then this is dead, and that there's no power of community. All of these people who have the fancy pedigrees on their wall, all they do is have their fans. You know my fancy pedigree? Here, I'll show you my fancy pedigree. Right there. That's my diploma. Ape school. I went to the right college. I got the right diploma. That's proof of my diploma right here. If you haven't seen this up close, that's just my ape school diploma. Ooh, I went to an Ivy League. I went to the zoo. That's where I got my education. God. All right. So anyway, back to these people who think they know what they're talking about. They have their degrees, and they're like, fundamentally, you gotta look at the EBITDA here. Like, you see, the revenue is this. We're gonna give it a multiple of a movie. Like, it just bores everyone. No one cares about that shit right now. What they care about is the story, the narrative. Do fundamentals play a point? Yes, I'm not ever condoning the fact that we should completely exit the world of fundamentals. My entire argument, GameStop and AMC are a beacon of my reasoning for this, is I think this value of what gives the company value, that equation is value equals fundamentals plus other things. Previously, the value comes from fundamentals. I think the equation is more extensive. I think, yes, okay, there is fundamentals and you have to weigh that, but look at other things. And right now, AMC and GME have proven that that equation of total value, clearly a lot of that is benefited by community and community support and a very ravenous, interested retail supporting base. So with it, all I'm campaigning is saying, hey, it's just not exclusively fundamentals anymore. Value is a deeply philosophical debate. Why are certain paintings, such as this one, worth $69 million, and then other ones I have are not worth that much? Value can come from various things, and this argument that retail is just wrong because it's fundamentally overvalued, talk about the other pieces of value. That's so important to drive home. And here, I'm sure some fancy quant person would be able, at a certain degree, to be able to cross the amount of social media messages and sentiment and provide value there. I don't have a big enough brain to do that. Obviously, I don't. But I'm just saying, clearly, this world of exclusively looking for fundamentals is out the window. And surprisingly, Cramer just admitted that. In the interview, he said, there's a new age of capitalism. There's obviously a new age of capitalism when Adam, that his tweets over the past handful of months have been read to the tune of 175 million times. It shows that when you have public-facing, engaged CEOs, it benefit. I think another great example of that is Tesla. Sometimes Elon doesn't do it with the most suave nature we would all desire, and he talks about his own company sometimes negatively, and it goes down. But overall, it does show that there is an immense amount of desire for the investor base to feel heard. And now, with the rise of retail, that investor base is no longer just a couple fancy suits at all. Sometimes there's fancy suits involved, but a lot of the times it's exclusively people like you, it's exclusively people like me, and we look at the situation a little bit differently than Wall Street insiders, and I don't think this is going to go anywhere. We have been told for a while that this is a fad, and we're going to disappear. We're going to lose our interest. Do you know how many times we've seen these smug assholes say that we're just going to lose interest? As if we have no ability to care about our own finances for more than half a year. Obviously, we're going nowhere. Clearly, we're going nowhere. And with this rise in various applications and trading, I would bet heavily on the fact that a strong retail presence is here to stay. And I just don't think we're going anywhere. So kudos to Adam Aron and the leadership team at AMC for doing what it need to survive a clear onslaught. And here's to the hoping that we get out of the current gully of Rona even earlier and that the future is even brighter. Oh, now it looks like we are lagging. Okay, it's just a YouTube thing. I am having serious issues on YouTube. But go to Twitch, go to Rumble. It's working fine on those. Why is it YouTube? Literally for the past... Where are we going? Buffering YouTube and that. It's exclusively YouTube. This is not on my end. It is working on Rumble right now. It is working on Twitch right now. Twitch looks better anyways. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is clearly just a YouTube problem. How do we fix it? Yeah, come to Twitch or Rumble. This is painful. I just don't understand the problem of how... Oh, wait, someone said AWS is down again? Is that true? Down detector. If AWS was down, Twitch would be down. So that doesn't make sense. YouTube. Live outage. I think we're kind of back now. Matt, it's a RAN attack. Let's see. Can you redo your rant? Well, I mean, if you were on Twitch or Rumble, you got to say what we'll do for anyone who I guess missed it. We will post it on Kohrs Light later today or maybe midday or something like that. It's always so like, why? What should I tweet them? Hey, YouTube. Why have Hey YouTube, why have my viewers been experiencing serious buffering and lag issues over the past 3 weeks? Hey YouTube. Why have my viewers been experiencing serious buffering and lag issues over the past 3 weeks? Why have my viewers been experiencing serious buffering and lag issues? I don't know. All right, let's get YouTube involved. This is not... Hey YouTube, why have my viewers been experiencing serious buffering and lag issues over the past 3 weeks? Over the past week. It's specific to your streaming platform. Hey YouTube. Yeah, I should probably call it live streaming so they know that. All right. Let's see what YouTube has to say about this. And just so you don't have to hold your breath for it to be like an email response, we're going to just do this live on Twitter. Hey YouTube. Why have my viewers been experiencing serious buffering and lag issues over the past 3 weeks? This is not rhetorical. That's aggressive. Maybe I shouldn't do that. All right, I tweeted it out. Let's see what they say. YouTube is actually pretty solid at their responses. Like I bet they do get back, hopefully today. Now we can reposition the AMC magnet so this actually works. If I'm being honest with all of you, the past 3 weeks, okay, I know everyone has opinions on their favorite media and everything, and this is just mine. You could have your opinion. Maybe we agree, maybe we don't. But the last 3 weeks for me has been very bad on YouTube. Their customer service is absolutely awful. There are videos on YouTube right now. Like, you can find videos on YouTube of people threatening my life, and they don't take it down. And I reported it like weeks ago, and they're like, yeah, we're looking into it. But I was like, yeah, I think threatening someone's life is a terms of service like issue. And they're like, we don't know. It might be against the terms of service. We have to look into it. I was like, I'm pretty sure threatening someone's life is like is not above board. Like, you shouldn't be able to do it. And they're like, we'll look into it. And then I'll follow up with them. I'll email them. And then I'll be like, hey, have you looked into it? And they're like, yeah, maybe. I'm like, well, did you look into it, YouTube? Like, what's going on here? And then it's weird things like that obviously they care about like a certain subset of creators. And I think if you're in like that golden world, you get fast tracked and they like you and they respond to you and everything's great. But obviously, for whatever I've done over the past year, I have not been so fortunate to be deemed of like a golden child of YouTube. I've been banned 3 times, the amount of things that are demonetized for reasons they shouldn't be. It's so incredibly frustrating. And then it's even little things. The amount of DMs I've gotten of people saying, I got unsubscribed from your account and I did not do it. Hundreds, potentially thousands of people have reached out to me saying, I was unsubscribed. I don't know what's going on. And then YouTube basically just tells me that you're lying. They're like, no, we don't do that. I was like, but literally hundreds of people are saying this to me. I don't think that they're all like, what's the net benefit? Why would they lie about that? Like, it doesn't make sense. And then things like this, like the buffering. The past 3 weeks, it's not my internet. I am streaming right now actively. It is working on Twitch, didn't go down. It's working on Rumble, didn't go down. It's so, I don't know. They just need to be better. They obviously need to be better. And they're just going to lose people. I have had an amazing experience on Twitch. I know not everyone has an amazing experience on Twitch. I've had an amazing experience on Rumble. They're awesome. I feel like they just like treat you like they actually care about you, and they understand that like you putting content on them, it's like a mutual business decision. They're awesome to you. You're awesome to them. Everyone's happy. The viewers are happy. The content creators happy. The company's happy. And if I just don't see YouTube continuing this way, and if it does, I don't see how it continues to hold its like monopoly on streaming. Morning, Abes. BBIG looking sweet. Love you all. Shout out Kinky Kong. Always bringing the good vibes. BBIG is looking. Look for that gap fill up to 377, and hopefully you get some momentum past that. 2.6 pill win are using at the moment, and 100 are using Rumble. It gets bogged down at times. No, but there's streamers right now who probably didn't have issues. Like, they are Google, they are YouTube. They should be able to handle it. Matt, please rally people to save Blockbuster. That'd be awesome. Oh, shout out Trey. Thanks for streaming the interview. Shout out Trey. Shout out. He must be, I guess, watching from work today or something. I don't know if he's listening anymore. Hey, if you are, Trey, what's going on, man? All right. We are back. GME bouncing off of 151 up to 155. AMC bouncing off of 28.50 up to just under 30 at 29.70. Why the magnet? LOL, does it work? It definitely works. This is, if you go into any like hedge fund, institutional bank, anything like this, all you're going to see on the charts are various emojis, and they're all used for different things. It takes quite a bit of training. It's not like something like, if this is your first 50 years worth of trading, if like you're still within your first 5 decades of trading, I don't know if emojis would quite be for you yet. It's a very highly advanced technique, and there's different ways you could use them, and they interact, and there's different coloring. A lot of people, you're starting to get your toes wet after roughly the first 5 decades of trading. And that's kind of the point where people really start to get into the world of, okay, like maybe it's time to finally break out those emojis. All right, BBIG, the market, look at that gap down. All right, so we don't really need these top guys anymore. We can have these. Let's mark out this gap area. Well, we're below the 50-day. Let's see how that holds. All right, we can move this one to track this gap. Almost gap filled the Qs, and then the Russell already gap filled. The Russell, AMC, NVIDIA somehow went green on the day. Not many green things. They kind of stick out like a sore thumb there. Just AMC and NVIDIA both being green. The CEO of Rumble just tweeted, imagine both Elon Musk and Joe Rogan came to Rumble. This is one way we can change the internet and move it away from big tech's power grip. What do we need to pay creators out in Dogecoin? What does it take? Senator Manchin says White House staff did some inexcusable things that drove him to reject Biden's social policy plan, according to a local radio interview. A local radio interview. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right, AMC cruising 29.30, GME 154. Do we have any other like big movers on the day that you folks are seeing? Any other actors, movers, volatility, action? 2 points. All right, NVIDIA. Let's do this. SPY. All right. How Bitcoin catching a little bit of a bounce. SOPA and PTPI. A lot of one. What is SOPA? What is this? Package software. Society Pass Incorporated. No clue what this one is, but it's crushing it, up 118%. That's pretty crazy. PTPI. This one's been kind of discussed for a minute now. I feel like over the past 2 weeks, people have been asking me about this. Actually, specifically, Kinky Kong has been asking me. It's actually looking really good. PTPI has a 20% short interest, I want to say. Let's check it out. PTPI shorts. 32.5% short interest on PTPI. But more exciting, honestly, than the short interest is the short interest paired with the cup and handle you have forming right now. I have no PTPI position. I feel like I'm a little late to the party. It's actually looking really nice. So congrats if you got a hold of this. But the push above 3. The push above, 3. Look at that support shelf, 333. It gets above it. It's been messing around with it, but this is a pretty solid, I don't know, maybe a push to 4. It's at 360 right now. Congrats if you're in it. It's looking solid. Looking solid. Emojis are too risky for me. Shout out. Shout out. All right, AMC Jimmy, we did this. Don't forget to sign up for public crypto. Oh, so some people, someone asked me this question of how are the DAO protocols going? Let me give you the quick update. The DAO protocols. Wait a minute. What just happened to this one? I was in this one called ICE. And ICE got smacked, but it was doing super, super well before. All right, so as of now, the DAO protocols, I started this adventure on December 8th was day one, and now we're obviously on December 20th. And as of now, I'm up about 12.5%. So in about 12 days, about 1% a day, roughly. Early this morning, I was up quite a bit more, but one of the main ones that I'm in, I guess, the like underlying crypto itself had some serious problems. But we could go over more detail that in the crypto stream. If you didn't hear my earlier thing, or if you haven't been checking it out, so I've in no way like taken away content. I added in like a whole new piece of content. So we're always doing the 9 to 11 morning show and then the 3 to 4 power hour show. But now there's a whole new show from 2 to 2:30. It's a crypto show. And it's a little bit of like a crypto variety show, like what's going on in the world of crypto interviews, some like explainer teaching things the way we do like technical teachings for the overall market. We're doing some of that in crypto. Just some breakdowns, like the most recent official breakdown we did was on Avalanche, AVAX. So if you want to learn about crypto, if you're excited about crypto, check out the Crypto Kohrs show, 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's at 2 p.m. Monday to Friday, just before the power hour show. Have you ever made profits on your crypto trades? Actually, my crypto trades now that it's like kind of the end of like the year, I've been looking at like my overall like portfolio to see what's going on, and my crypto account is up by like an absurd amount because I've just been kind of like not only diamond handing AMC and GME throughout the year, but crypto, I've just been in it and then I sit on it, and for a lot of the times with crypto, I'm just in it and I kind of forget about it for a week or two. And I'm like, I should probably like check and see how that's doing. So I've just been nicely like riding up Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, pretty much all. Like I'm also in some other ones too. I saw earlier today, people were talking about Loopring. What's going on with that? Loopring just came below 2, but I'm in Loopring at $1.35, $1.36. So there's a nice return on that. Currently getting a little bit beat up by Cardano. I'm still in SHIB and Doge. I'm in Hex. And actually, so I first got into Hex at 8 cents, and then I bought more at 38, but I bought more at 38 than I originally did at 8. So I'm back to being break even, like roughly in this region. So making some money back on Hex. Avalanche, man, I knew it was a smart play to load up at 80, and I finally got some. It's just not as much as I wanted. I hate when you have a plan and then something occurs and you're like, like maybe it's not like the right time, so you just don't go like full size or something, and then you see it play out exactly how you thought it would play out. I'm in Matic around $1.20, $1.30. This one's played out well. I'm in Algorand. I'm in VeChain. So overall, crypto's crushed it this year. Crypto's absolutely crushed it this year. My worst crypto trade of the year was Litecoin. I basically was able to top ticket. My average on Litecoin is $390. It's a very small position because I wanted to scale in. I was like, I'll get some, and then I was like, it'll kind of come down, and then it came down so brutally that I was afraid to get any more. So maybe if I see a continuation of a pattern of like higher lows and some strength, I'll DCA dollar cost average down. But I literally got into Litecoin at like the worst opportunity. I got a fill on Litecoin right around here. It was, I don't know why I did it. Fortunately, it's very, very small. Like I don't even think it's probably under 1% of my crypto portfolio at this point, but it's still like a very bad entry. I sent you a message. It was wild. Jeremy, are you still in ICE? Are you still holding that? Yes. Someone asked if I'm still in SHIB. I'm still in SHIB Doge. I haven't really exited cryptos. My thought on cryptos, I'm such a fan of that sector that I just believe so strongly in its future that I just like buy on weakness and then wait and wait and wait. It's just sit and sit and sit. PTPI can be good long-term. Looking to get OTC designation for their ED drug. Think Viagra over the counter. Oh, PTPI. Getting a little bit of the, I guess, like Viagra competition market potentially. GE still down since splits, rebound company. ADA, GE. How is General Electric doing? Kind of getting hit right now, but it's tracking with the overall market. SpyQ's IWM. AMC just came down from like green to that red line, so it's just like messing around at its closing value from Friday. This is a tough day to be green. Look at the SPY, look at the Qs, look at the Russell. Like it's a tough day to be green. It's a very tough day to be green. Man, I got absolutely rocked on ICE there. It happens. It happens. All right, let me go back to the SPY. So I guess PTPI is kind of the exciting one of the day. PTPI is crushing it, up 15%. So this is a nice green one of the day. It's actually perfectly up. How's the SOPA one doing? That's up 104%. There had to be some sort of an announcement related with this one. PTPI pushing 370. Wow. I wonder how it reacts to 4. I guess hopefully time will tell. Someone said Kramer has COVID. Yeah, I think he was tweeting about that himself this morning, that he had tested positive. There are various NBA players who have recently tested positive. Elizabeth Warren tested positive. Cory Booker tested positive. My friend from college tested positive, if that matters to any of you. It seems like the amount of people. Oh, SOPA had joined the Russell 2000 today. That will do it. You have a lot of portfolio managers who are tracking the Russell who now need to buy. So that's exactly what's going on with SOPA. SOPA. It got included into obviously a pretty popular index, the Russell 2000, which we track through IWM, but also just so you know, Vanguard has its own. I'm playing the CCL earnings up 200% on the calls and Roblox. Crystal crushing CCL. How is Carnival CCL? You know, Carnival, kind of wild that it's having such a good day with like the increase in fears related to unicorns. So I guess a lot of people like you, Crystal, excited about the earnings. Hey, YouTube, I thought you were supposed to have potential. What else do we have? I'm still in, but warning. Last night, I almost went to GG. ICE is coming back. Profit taking. People freaked out. People freaked out. Well, rightfully so, but I'm holding. Diamond handing it for the tube, for the VOD, for the TikTok. Let's see how. Also, it can't help these DAO protocols, like when people are getting worried about Bitcoin and Ethereum and Avalanche. I feel like when there's fear in the native tokens to whatever the consent, like these main nets, these networks, obviously you have Olympus with Ethereum, and then a lot of the other ones are just Avalanche based right now, just because it's so much cheaper. Part of, I guess I kind of want to save this a little bit for the crypto show, but man, I know no one's happy about the Ethereum gas fees, but it feels like recently I've just been seeing like a massive uptick in the amount of people who are clearly pissed off about it. They need to figure out these gas fees. Like, there's people who might have like $50 in an account, and then they're just not even going to do anything with it because like the gas fee is so high that it's a massive percentage of it, so they're not going to do it. It's wild. Olympus is not just Ethereum. No, it's like from Ethereum. Like, you're going to be paying your gas fees in Ethereum. It's Ohm. The backing is Ohm, but it's on the Ethereum network. Wait, someone said Olympus is also on AVAX? I was unaware of that. I thought you had to bridge it between those two. I thought Ohm was a split off of Ethereum. Oh, Geom is cross-chain. I see what you're saying. Holding like it's golden. Shout out, Jeremy. Holding like it's golden. Let's see how it goes. Oh, wow. Oh, just so you know, YouTube did respond to me. And they said, wait, did they respond? I was told, thanks for bringing this to our attention. Mind sharing your experience using send feedback tool here. You may not get a direct response, but this is how we collect details to help your issue. Reach back out if needed. So they're basically just telling me that they're not gonna like help. Which of my feedback? Computer send feedback. They feels like they want me to do the work. That's insane. It's all about Shiba replacing Dogecoin as a joke in the game /story/joke of our movement. Doge is a juxtaposition, not a joke. Fiat gets printed out like a back alley slapper. Shiba is a roast cause burning it adds value. So I get that. Obviously there is, I don't know if it's like that simple though, because yes, SHIB is burning, but it has a lot to burn. While Doge, on the other hand, it is inflationary, but at a certain point, it's if it's inflating by the same amount per year, at a certain point in the future, that inflation doesn't seem to matter anymore because like it's a drop in the bucket situation. So their tokenomics are obviously just very different and like all need to clearly be considered. I'm in both. I don't know if I think one is necessarily bigger or better than the other. I think they both have the capability to just get like some massive community excitement and then social media blows up about it. And I would love to ride that rocket for either of them. That's why I'm in both. Matt, watch NVIDIA. It will crash down to 271. I bet. You think Pelosi would allow that? It's at what? 280 right now. Are you still in AMD? No, I locked those monies in. Locked it in 2 days after the fact, I believe. All right, let me get back to, can you check UW and Apple. UW. What is you? Huh? Cootery, what you want me to do? I'll check Apple. Oh, Apple. Oh, unusual whales. Yeah, we can look into it. But just very quickly for the technicals. It's a little bit at support right now, but then also 164. But let's check out unusual whales. Let's see. Let's see what kind of big money has been coming in. Big money. Premium 100. Oh, okay. I already have all the ones I like selected. All right. What's been going on with Apple today? Today. Okay. These are all the ones you see on the screen are pretty much all today. So we had a 140 call. That's weird. Deep in the money. A 175 call for when? For January, February, March. So the March monthlies, people are saying a bounce back, but then someone inverted that anyway with like buying a call in the money for the 23rd. Why would they do that? All right, which ones do we have short-term expiration? Any Decembers? So someone bet, how much did they bet? 111,000 on Apple going up today, 172.50, or I should say this week. We also have 175s. That was 110,000 bet. 170s, 121,000 bet. So between these, there's about 350,000 for Apple, and they all hit the ask side. Interesting. Has Apple actually, and Apple's coming back. Whoa there. That's interesting. So hold your horses a second. Look at these three right here. So you have $345-ish thousand bet on Apple hitting 170, 172.50, or 175 by the 23rd, by this Thursday. They were bought in quick succession, 950, 950, 954. Interesting. But someone also bet against it the opposite way. A minute or two after that, they bought the 170 puts. Where are people betting? And then someone bought a 175 put, but in the money. Why are they buying in these money? Well, for the short term, more people were betting on Apple and its success today. That's interesting. And I don't quite want to make like the boldest assumptions based off of the in the money bets, because like you don't know, like they could just be hedging that with like whatever various thing that they want to do. Yep, but it's not a joke. It's just a dog, and a coin. A joke has a purpose and a hidden truth. I mean, I think you're referring to Doge. I think a lot of that is particularly kind of poking fun at the overall crypto world, the overall financial system, like global financial system. I mean, I think the purpose and the hidden truth is like, I don't know, kind of needling the powers to be right now, especially as it relates to finance. Why is AMC moving so slowly right now? Is the volume just going the volume just going very, very low. It looks like it's entering the lunch session relatively early. Relatively early. What else do we have? Love the Fudster saying you sold all your shares. Keep up the fight. it's weird. I've proven that I still have it. You can go to public right now and see that I have AMC. Like it's so. Like you said it right, Tico. They're just fudsters. It's just people who are just like talking out of their ass, like that don't know what they're saying. It's probably like some just 12-year-old on the internet. So it's not really worth your attention, my attention, or really anyone's attention whatsoever to like acknowledge it. All right, the Qs. I feel like these Apple traders might be crushing that. A 140 call came in, a 175 call came in. That's the 31st, the 23rd. So there's more in the short term. There's a net positive bet opposed to a net negative bet in the short term. And all of the ones that I'm showing you, these are aggressively being hit on the ask side. They're not like just sitting there waiting to get filled. Like they're going out of their way to get into these positions. The way I think about it is kind of easier to use that type of data. Any whales on AMC? Let's check it out. So no short term ones, 12, 20. So today there have been 3, 146,000, 153,000, 182,000, 30, 30, 35, but no short-term expiration. We're talking February 18th and March 18th. So none like for this week or anything like that. They're all, they've bet about 500 mil. Or sorry, 500,000, not 500 mil, 500,000 today, but most of it centered around February 30s, and some of it centered around March monthlies, and then some at the February monthlies. But just these 3 have come today: 1220, 1220, 1220, 1220, 1220, 1220. The SPY kind of just in this downward channel. The Qs are flat. AMC did this like ball bounce thing. Let's hope that it can actually create a higher low and come off of that. And then look how similar AMC and GME are. What else do we have? Ooh, a lot of people coming over to Rumble. Shout out to everyone on Rumble right now. I appreciate it. I appreciate you like, I don't know. Seems like they have less of these like lag problems. But shout out to the new subscribers. Wow, that went up by 1,000 like today. And then also shout out to everyone on Twitch. Oh, it's rocking on Twitch. Ooh, a level 2 hype train. Let's share that. Share. We'll share it. We'll share it. All right, what else? Do you have a P.O. box to send you? My wife saw your therapist and says that guy needs help. He is talking to a cat. Mike, I'll be getting a new one when I move. So I'm moving out of Philly in about a month just to do a little stint somewhere else, just switch it up. So when I get a new P.O. box in, like I said, about a month, I'll let everyone know. Or if you want, Mike, if you send the other quickly to the previous P.O. box, I still technically have it, and I'll make sure to check it before I go. So the previous one that you can find in older videos, but I'll only be able to check that for about like 1 more month. But what else do we have? Kramer got the COVID. Yes, all the time it is about to rip on our critical levels. The market moves shit and stop it. This one, AMC, if we didn't have the fears of the new, or not the new variant, but the current variant like spreading like a wildfire, I can't even imagine what AMC would be doing. I could not imagine it. All right, where else are we at? Market manipulation, no way, we shouldn't be ripping right now. This is garbage. I mean, you'd have to like, the onus is on you to show that evidence. Could there be market manipulation? Yeah, but like you'd have to show something. Like it's not market manipulation just because you want something to go up and it's not going up. Like I'm right there with you. You just have to like present the evidence. You have to present it, and then like we could all hop on board, opposed to just like screaming manipulation, because that's how, to my understanding on like the regulatory front, that's how things actually get done. It's not people saying it. It's like showing it to the regulators. Like you have to walk it to them and be like, this is exactly what went wrong. Like right here, here's the evidence. Here's the date. Fix this right now. Just generically saying it, like regulators can't really do anything with that. And for me, I think that's a big thing about this is, to me, it's not just trying to make money on AMC and GME. Like I don't know if it's all apes, but I think a lot of apes like are legitimately trying to fix some of the issues and the downfalls and the pitfalls of the market. It's important to me, and like, hey, if it's not important to you, that's fine. Like if you're just trying to make money on these plays or whatever play, okay, yeah, that's definitely great. But I think for many people out there, it's cool and you're attempting to make money and learn about the market. But on top of that, we're trying to like call out these Wall Streeters, these politicians, and these regulators on their like straight up bullshit. Doge isn't a store of value. It's a fast, secure, cheap fund method of transfer money. 973 million sent to 2 wallets for 78 cents last week. Do only good every day. Yeah, I would definitely agree with you that Doge isn't a store of value. So when it comes to me and my thoughts of crypto, I think there's 3 overall pillars: store of value, such as Bitcoin; utilities, such as Ethereum; and then digital currency, such as Doge. L. Randall, shout out, GRTX match. Had 2 calls 2 months about when it was trading at 150. Had calls 2 months when it was trading 150. GRTX. Oh, 150. You're crushing it. That's awesome. Wow. You're very much crushing it. DWAC is climbing. A social media shell company of a shell company. It is definitely climbing though. If DWAC can push 55, you might get some explosive reactions there. I don't know if this was a technical development or if they actually had like news that caused it, but it's at 52.86 right now. If this pushes and breaks 55s, DWAC might have some additional moves. I have no DWAC position as of now, just so everyone knows, but I guess I already mapped this out. So I guess something's going on at 53, and then we just saw 55, but DWAC up 5%. Up 5%. What else is PTPI was the other one that was moving? SOPA. Oh, it must have been halted. This had some craziness to it. All right, what else do we have there? Sweet. GRTX thoughts. For me, obviously it's turned out super well, but I feel like it's a little bit late to the party for me. I just don't want to buy something that's up such a crazy amount. But if you were already in it, it's looking strong. Like I'd like to if I already had a position, I would ride it out to see what's going on. Very quickly before now that we're in like the final parts of this morning show. So in the crypto show, there are various things we're attempting to do, and the team and I were wondering about one thing, and we wanted to discuss and teach a little bit more about DAO protocols, where they go good, where they go bad, how to watch out for scammers and that type of stuff. So if you're interested in DAO protocols, any of you, and maybe you've never heard of it before, but for those of you who maybe heard of one, whether it's Olympus or Wonderland, or I think last week people were talking about Ragnarok, which I haven't even looked into that one. But in general, if you do know about DAO protocols, we want to pick one of them to teach conceptually what a DAO protocol is and how it works and that stuff. So I'm just curious about like what your favorite one is. And hang on, someone is spamming, so let's chill that out. or maybe you don't know him at all, and we'll go from there. Well, we can easily just, I mean, Olympus DAO is definitely like kind of the OG that started it all. Straw poll. Hang on, maybe we just have some gambling going on Twitch. All right, what about Rumble? Polkadot. I am Rangers GRTX put play. I don't know about that. Like, I'm seeing some short-term strength. I don't know if I'd want to necessarily get caught up with them on that. You don't want to get messed up. I wonder if it even has, does it? Is it being shorted? GRTX? GRTX? No info there. NA. No info. No info. All right. AMC's at 29 and then GME's at 152. The SPY is just being walked down. The Qs are trading flat, but it's at the bottom end of its range at 379. AELTGG is a fan of Olympus. Nice bottom. What is Ohm currently trading at? Ohm is at 400 right now. Ooh, AMC catching a little bit of a bid. Did GME catch the same bid? It did not, but AMC did. Look for AMC to get back above 29.40. So the AMC or text short inches around on AMC 20%, GME around 17%. What else do we have? AMC to the moon. Shout out Adrian. You know, here, this one's for you, Adrian. We'll get a little rocket exploding. There you go, Adrian. I dedicate that rocket specifically to you. Specifically to you. BTC not doing much. ETH not doing a whole heck of a lot. What's up with Lucid? Lucid had a good morning and now down 5%. So EV naturally going to get hit today because the build back better, that social thing involved quite a bit of alternative energy based companies. So with that not going through, you have the likes of Lucid, Tesla. You probably have the EV sector getting hit today. Tesla's down 3.8%, Lucid's down 5.5%. You just have alternative energy getting hit a bit. Not again. I don't get it. It's perfectly fine. Like, am I the crazy one here? Like, this issue can't be on my side, my internet side. I am multi-streaming right now to Twitch. I am multi-streaming right now to Rumble. How is there specifically an issue on YouTube? It's not a router. Like, it's working fine. Like, it's working fine on two others. Like, it has to be on their end. Because if it were my internet, you would see all three have a problem. All three would simultaneously just have like some sort of buffering issue or some sort of lag issue. Crystal down to 0. Check last comment. Who are you going to listen to? Re-irony, Uncle B, who's been streamlining, running jokes and callbacks from the outset, or your new super secret boyfriend, Susan, doubting your potential? Oh, Brendan, that's funny. Which is why SHIB is a better joke. Fiat retains value but gets burned like mad. Literally burning Shiba makes it more valuable. Perfect irony. Literal roasting. Literal roasting. I like that. Twitch is way better and more fun. So Twitch has tough discoverability issues though, and it's like very much known for gaming. There's not really like a finance ecosystem there, and who knows, maybe that's opportunity. Maybe I'll just be the first one. But Twitch, their algorithm is referred to as the kingmaker algorithm, as in the rich get richer. If you are a big streamer on Twitch, everyone goes to the big streamers because that's who's getting presented. It's very, very difficult to have high levels of discoverability on Twitch. Generally, to build a Twitch, you want to first build up another platform. And just for those of you who care a little bit more about social media, because like this is the stuff that I live day in and day out, the best discoverability right now in terms of like algorithms is actually TikTok is very, very good. In terms of just like all social media, it's most easy to get discovered on TikTok. And oddly enough, a shout out to OnlyFans. OnlyFans, in like terms of, I guess, just like pure quant metrics, OnlyFans has a very solid discoverability, which I think is just wild. But yeah, TikTok and OnlyFans over this past year had very, very high discoverability. Are there any meta companies that you have heard of as a good buy, like the ones that you have created, the engines that run all those graphics? Boondock, Andre Zick actually had a great video on it. So if you look up his, Andre, Andrei, is that, or is there no E in it? How do you spell Andre? I'm subscribed to him. Let me just find it really quick. Andre, where are you? He has some of the best content in the world of finance, I swear. Andrei. Yes. He just had a meta one. And I thought it was really interesting. His most recent one looks like it's an NFT one. I haven't seen that one yet, but I want to check it out. Super high quality videos. But Boondock, I think that would be a good place to start. Cootery just figured out slots now that we slowed down our gambling. All right. This is the conclusion of the morning show for today, December 20th, Monday, December 20th. I will be back at 2 p.m., so in about 3 hours for a crypto show. And then at 3 p.m. ET, we will be doing a power hour show for the market. So I'll see you at 2 for crypto. I'll see you at 3 for stonks. And in between then and now, I hope you have an enjoyable lunch. I hope you maybe, if you're attempting to get some work done today, even though it's a holiday weekend, and how hard are you really working anyway if you're just messing around with me? But hey, I don't mind it whatsoever. So I hope you find something to keep yourself busy and entertained for up until the crypto show. I'll see you at 2. And then if you don't like crypto, just wait for 3 p.m. But so 2 more shows in store for you today. If you miss my Jim Cramer, Adam Aaron, CNBC rant, we will be getting that on Kohrs Lite ASAP. So feel free to check that out. And actually, in fact, we'll also get it uploaded to Rumble as well. So we'll take care of all of that. It'll be up lickety splickety. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I truly do. Happy Monday morning. I'll catch you in a few hours. Peace out. See you soon.